Trey just couldn't figure out what was going on at the end of this show, could he? After the chalk dust, he tells everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Then quickly he's like, well, whenever, I'll see you at some point. And then after Frankenstein says goodbye yet again, only to, and Fishman starts to get up. Mike puts his guitar down. Trey starts playing Slave to the Traffic Light. We kind of faked out the band there a little bit. They still had some time, though. It looked like it was going to be, after last night, the encore running really long. Looked like they were going to pull the plug a little early tonight, but no. Trey's like, we got time for Slave to the Traffic Light. If they weren't going to end this run with YEM, which they're not, I would have went with that instead. But what do I know? I know nothing. So let's get over here to Possum now. If I get a little, you get a little some groans from me when we get Possum down here late in the night. Much, much more preferred here early in the night. And what a way to get started. People certainly getting down early and often to some Possum, and they followed up with another animal song, Guyute. It's like, I know they did the animal thing at one point. I was chatting with Professor Joe LaRocca, going after all the animal songs after the start here. A lot of people have been hoping for Guyute, and then it finally comes through here. Then Axilla II. Can we just go back to Axilla I at this point if we're going to get anything? Or can we just totally get rid of Axilla? I don't really know what its purpose serves at this point. Then we get on to Energy. I got to tell you, I was starting to groan a little bit here, but then Energy really delivering the jam right here in the first set tonight. And kind of kick-started things because then they followed up with Meatstick. And actually all of this right here, the highlight of the first set. Then It's Ice. It's Ice had a choppy moment or two, but once they pull it together, it kind of ends the trio of big jams here in the first set. So this doesn't necessarily didn't get that first set jam early on. Thought maybe we're just going to rip through a bunch of songs, but it just took them a few to get going. And then Energy was the one that got it going, huh? All right. And then Blaze On. We got some Raging Page and Blaze On. I've just had enough of Blaze On. I didn't totally love it when it debuted, and then I was like, all right, it's a part of the deal. I better embrace it. Those days are over. I've had enough of Blaze On, but it was just ending the set tonight. Didn't get down and dirty too much. Paige McConnell did, though. Like I said, Paige was raging a little bit. He was going to make this Blaze On worth it. Then we get over here to Cavern, maybe the surprise of the night. We get a funky Cavern, a slow, it almost seemed like Moment Dance. Something like, thought for sure they were opening up the second set with Moment Dance, but no, we get a slow, funky, kind of an alternate version of Cavern. I haven't listened to the one from way back in '98, but they did play a slow, funky version. I don't remember it off on top of my head if it sounded very, very similar to this or if it was just like a similar arrangement, just slowed down and funky. Trey's still gonna giggle his way through the lyrics, no matter how, no matter what's going on, what style Cavern is, he's still gonna just laugh a little bit. Kind of the laughing vocals from Trey kind of drift off a little bit on part of them. And then, boy, I'm smelling the Sharpie. It is strong tonight. Whew, it's still the fresh Sharpie. And I don't know if I'm loving the fresh Sharpie, really. And then we get on to Carini. Carini, the jam started out like a lot of jams we've heard this summer. Had that very similar sound, just a nice rock sound. Even felt like I heard a wingsuit tease in there, maybe. If not a wingsuit tease, definitely kind of a wingsuit feel to the vibe here in Carini. And then it really, really quiets down. Wondering, like, I felt like maybe we were destined for a what's the use, but no, we get into Piper. And then while Piper didn't necessarily run too long, it certainly ripped while it was on the stage. Then we get into the Well and the Howling. Finally got some picks right tonight. I had picked two nights in a row. Dropped a donut. 0 for 5, 0 for 5. Coming tonight with 3 right, finally. The Well, the Howling, Chalk Dust Torture, if you're playing along. And then they were not done. After the ripping through Piper, the Well and the Howling felt like they went nicely together. In the beginning, this is part of the Well. That first, I like it once the song shifts. The shift there when it gets kind of dark and mean, a little evil pea fish. That early part of the song, down, and I was like, what are we talking about here, man? Are we talking about Baby Jessica? What is this song? Then we get on, then we get to the jam. It starts to deliver. Then we get into the Howling. Kind of like I said, a nice combo there with the Well and the Howling. I feel like that may not be the last time we get these two together here. So we shall see. We don't know what the future's going to have. Then we get Taste. Like I was saying earlier, I think I said, I don't know if I said it or not, but some, sets can be made or broken at this point in the set, and then they just delivered back to back 2 songs that I really love. Maybe I feel like maybe it's mixed on About to Run. Not everybody loves About to Run. It's hard rock. This late in the show, maybe you're not ready for some hard rock, but you certainly got it. And Taste, there was one part in Taste, I felt like they were teasing something. Not sure if they were or if it just sounded. Sometimes when a jam's really cool, I always feel like, what is this? This sounds familiar. It's just a cool sounding jam. I don't know. So then we go a little Ghost of the Forest, hard rock tray with About to Run. And then Chalk Dust, for a brief moment there, it felt like, ooh, what are we going to do here? Where are we going to head with Chalk Dust? This sounds like it could get interesting. But then they decided, nah, let's take a flamethrower to this place and just rock out. Chalk Dust does its job, ending with a fury. Kind of like Possum started the night. Blaze On ended this set. Got some more Page Rage over here. And then to reward our man for having such a great night, we get Paige McConnell on the guitar for Frankenstein, Slave to the Traffic Light ending it. Ah, man. YEM's not going to end it. I already got that. That probably would have been the second best way to end it. For my liking, my taste as it is. Boy, I like that taste. Woo! So part of it was, it was good. And then the other part was songs that I just personally love. We got a lot of them tonight. Like I've always said over and over again, I'm a sucker for some Piper. About to Run. Love me some hard rock tray. Taste. Although we get a lot more Taste now. Taste used to be somewhat rare. When was Taste rare? All right, Axilla II. I've just had enough of Axilla II. I'm sorry. It was cute for a while, but let's get rid of that, man. There's much better songs that could be played. Where's Mango's song? Where's the Lizards? Well, you don't like those songs? All right. Whew. The Howling in the Well. Back when this tour started, I would not have been like, man, you guys hear that well? All right, guys, boom, we are out of here. What do you think? Trey loves it. You got to get on board if you're not on board. Boom.